Good morning. How's everybody? Is it me or has it been a long time since we've been together? Yeah. It's been such. I have changed my presentation because I know you get tired of looking at the same screen, so I kind of mixed it up a little bit. Here's a very long story. I'm going to make it very short. We finally, yes, John Knox finally upgraded from Microsoft Exchange to 365. Now we have all these wonderful things that we have access to, and one of them is like a slide designer and stuff. I know it's kind of funny. At home, you're like, God, when I go to work, I feel like I'm working in the 18th century. So there are a lot of different things. It's something new. If it annoys you, let me know. If you like it, I'm just gonna, if I don't hear from you, everything is good. And as we start, slide one, see, just change something a little bit different. Yeah. It's all technology. Emails at jkvlive@johnknox.com. Calls can be received at 386-456-1558. And text messages at 386-507-4236. Val, I'm very apprehensive to say this out loud. It is October 15th. I'm not. I'm going on to my next line. Val, the Village Alert line, if you are new, you're new to John Knox, we have a lot of new people, and you may have heard it, we send out Village Alerts, go to your text and go to your phone, it'll go to your home phone, it'll go to your email. We try to keep you updated on a variety of things. Like one of the things that we're gonna let you know is we're gonna send out a Val when Gatehouse 2 opens up. So, I know, wild and crazy. We're living on the edge now, aren't we? So when that kind of stuff happens, we send that stuff out. We want to make sure you stay alert. Now, we try to communicate a lot of different ways, and we try to push that information out. The only way you don't get the information is if you don't answer the phone and you don't read anything. So even if you go talk to your neighbors, and sometimes if you go to dinner with them, they may not give you the most accurate information at dinner, but it is information. Occupancy. Now, I share this. Why do I share this? Is we are having a very good year, and one of the reasons we're having a very good year is sales and marketing are absolutely knocking it out of the park again this year. Current occupancy, 484 out of 520. Now, you're going to say, well, Joe, but that number used to be 551. And what we've done is we've taken units out of service. And I try to say this at every chat, but then I get this question later of, Joe, what are we going to do with the units down on Floribunda? Okay, we have units on Floribunda that have been taken out of service along with Northlake. We currently have about 1.053 million, just over $1 million, in insurance proceeds. We will wait until we receive all our insurance proceeds before we take action. We want to make sure money in hand, in bank account, secure before we take action. It's not we're ignoring it. We want to be careful and we want to make sure that we go in a particular order. I would expect we have 4 more units plus loss of income on some of the units that we should be receiving. When people got displaced, we had that unit covered. We lost that revenue from that particular unit. So that's with loss of revenue. Cottages, 279 out of 288. Now, I know you're all very good at math. You add up the 9 deposits. How many cottages do we have available to sell? 0. I'm going to jump down to villas. Villas are 137 out of 142. We have 5 deposits on villas. How many do we have to sell? 0. So apartments, 68 out of 90, we have 4 deposits. With all the combinations that we have and we're projecting, we really only have about 3 or 4 units in addition to what we have that we're projecting that we could get ready to sell. We have to sell. The others we're holding on the side so we combine those. The apartments, as we anticipated, have gone over extremely well. Combining them, making them larger, making them up to 1,350 square feet with 2 bedrooms, 2 baths. A lot of people have found the value in that and have taken those. So that's why you've seen the occupancy rise from the 60s into the 75.6 with 4 additional deposits. That is critical moving forward. So with the units we have taken out of service, with that, there's not much to sell. And sales, once something comes open, they sell it very, very quickly. So we're thrilled with that. Oakview Suites, 45 out of 49. Now, that's not their fault, and I'll give that excuse. If you remember, we had the foundation sinking on part of the 300 hall, and we have that being staged to be fixed. So we have Ranjack coming in. I know they're staging that. You'll see a lot of activity down in that Citrus parking lot, lower Citrus parking lot, of them doing work. We're going to ask, stay clear of that if you certainly can. But we will send out a val when that work starts. Majestic Oaks, 125 out of 35, 135, so they're doing extremely well. This is me geeking out, sharing little statistics. You'll see I'm going to have a little fun in this presentation. Little things, I decided to share things that I look at on a monthly basis to show you where I'm going and what my thoughts are. This is where I get to geek out. The thing I look at very closely here is year-to-date sales, 47. That's a good number. Considering we have little and nothing to sell, that's a very good number. 22 out of 47 buyers received military discounts. That's significant. Many other places I've been, there's only about 5, maybe 7% of the sales that they get are people that take a military discount. So what does that tell you about us? We're affordable. We're affordable. People that have served find us of value. 22 out of 47 is an incredible number. I don't know life plan community, a CCRC, it wouldn't take that number. Move-ins, 39. People on our wait list, 65. 29 of those people are specifically waiting for something on Valencia Landing. Yep. Your minds are turning the same as mine are. We need to kind of do something about that, don't we? Year-to-date referrals to AL and Majestic Oaks is 86. September sales were 5. September move-ins were 5. Those are important numbers. I like the move-ins to kind of be more than the sales, because when you go back and you look, there's people sitting out there. There's monthly service fee revenue that's sitting out there. All right, September. This is where we get to geek out again a little bit. If you have somebody that you know is interested in John Knox and you want to use word of mouth, you can either refer them to either Eddie or Liz, and they can go right to them on that. You can click on the link there if you would like, and then you just put in phone number at your email address, complete the form, and you're off and running. One of the things that we don't spend a lot of time doing is all the additional social media items that we have Shannon working on. I know. You think Shannon's just put in a corner and she just works on Cubigo, and she's the Cubigo guru. We have her doing other things besides that. So this is something that they've put so you can refer directly to a sales counselor, and sales is doing a phenomenal job. So there's an opportunity there. Blog posts. If you didn't know, our dining is a haven for residents, and we're a craven for Raven. That had 2,896 views by 1,116 users. And that was in December. That was December. And so then if you jump to some of the other little things that you've done, we are pushing physical therapy. We're pushing outpatient therapy. We're pushing wellness. Any reason particular why we would be doing that? Falls. Y'all are falling too much. I'm telling you, you're falling too much. And I'm not done with this. I'm going to come back to it because you have too many neighbors that are falling. You may know, you don't tell us, and now all of a sudden they're into double-digit falls before we find out. That's not cool. That's not cool. Email marketing. We've focused, this is kind of a nice little success story. We focused on 2 Jasmine cottages that we had open. Sent out an email to 840 people on September 9th. 44% of the people opened the email and 10% clicked on it. But what does it take to sell 2 Jasmines? 2 people. So one was under contract on September 12th, 3 days later, and the second was under contract on hold on September 22nd. That is marketing at its best, doing what it does. So we're very thankful for that. How do you reach people? Email, blogging. This is another 5 top Facebook posts. National Rehabilitation Month. Activities coordinators, Assisted Living Week. September is a healthy aging. So you can look down there, you can see the number of views, the number of likes, the number of comments. We are in the process of creating an ambassador program to help us with this, and we will roll that out. Okay, I won't roll that out. Shannon is going to roll that out to you. But this is just kind of gives us an opportunity. Activities coordinator, 1.6 million views, or 1,600 views. I like to move the decimals, sorry. Get excited, I move decimals. Assisted Living Kickoff, 1,400 views. Again, this is me just geeking out. Save the date. Our Cubigo guru, Shannon, will present an overview on Cubigo information and activities in the committee's cube. We're in the process of reaching out to see how we might be able to better integrate Cubigo and statistics that we get from Cubigo into our dining program, which also takes me to, I'm going to stop there, I'm going to give you an update. Last month or month before, I told you we're in the process of hiring a dining services director. We are finishing up our interviews this week. We will make a decision by Friday. I anticipate we will have an offer out by Monday, so we potentially could have somebody on site by December 1. So now I want to repeat myself that this has nothing to do with the job that Stan has done. My job in my twilight years is changing. I need to hand things off, and to hand those things off in discussions, we decided having a director of dining services would better fit our needs moving forward. That person is somebody that will have a seat at the leadership table. So we were going to grow by 1 on the leadership table, and then I will be handing off duties to Stan. So where you normally would have had a conversation with me, if Stan gives you a call, that's because it's now on his plate. It's not that you can't talk to me. You may get a quicker answer from Stan because that's going to be on his plate. Fair enough? And I understand that made the play. That little phrase, fair enough. So I have to do a shout out to Catherine Mitchell. Somebody who pays attention to when I speak. Fair enough. I love it. I got a great little chuckle out of that. Future cafes, dining and table reservations for November 20th, housekeeping maintenance suggestions, January 18th, and Fall Festival is coming. I do expect to see you all there with bright and shiny faces having a good time. All right, administration, little fun updates. If you didn't know, you didn't pay attention to some of the other things that we sent out. I don't think we sent a val on this. Our corporate address has changed. We're no longer 101 North Lake Drive. We are now 701 Monastery because that's where you all thought it was a good idea to send me and put me in isolation. Yes, I do feel like I was sent to Siberia. However, it's working out well for the clinic and it's working out very well for outpatient rehab. 701 Monastery. So if you still send us a check for your monthly service fee and you send it through the mail, It's 701 Monastery Road. Committee checks, that would include the Foundation, Employee Appreciation, Oak Tree Society, Spiritual Life, FLYCRA. Please place that in an administration safety safe at 300 Trafford, right by the Oakview receptionist. You can still drop checks for the Employee Appreciation Fund. I think it's right across the hall or right outside the door into their box. And I've been asked, please, we're in the final days, getting into the final days of the Employee Appreciation, and the committee has done a phenomenal job. We want to support that any way we can, so we're putting a plug out for that also. So please, if you haven't thought about the Employee Appreciation Fund, please do so. Resident email addresses. The long and the short of this is we want to make sure we have accurate email addresses, because sometimes I want to communicate with you. I know it's not really urgent, so I'll send you an email. And I don't always go to Cubigo and look at your response to email. My email's very easy. You can send me an email. If I don't see it, that means it got routed through Denmark, Finland, or the Netherlands, and our spam folder caught it. Now, you think that's, oh yeah, Joe, you're full of it. No, you'd be surprised the number of emails I go back and check, and it's from Netherlands, Denmark, Finland, even Moscow. So if I don't respond normally within 48 hours, call Vicky. Say, hey, I sent him an email. Did he see it? But we're collecting your emails. Please make sure your emails are correct. Update on Centrix. We're making changes. If you're making changes to your Centrix services, complete Centrix form. Number 1, give it to Joy Donovan. Why I'm stuck here on Centrix. Centrix is in the process of changing a CMTS. Everybody knows what a CMTS is. Mr. Ardgler in the front is going to raise his hand because we talked about this at Resident Council. It is, I'm sorry? You forgot? We have a class for that. We have 2 CTMSs, and what they do is they transmit modem activity. We're going from 2 to 3. One of them we believe is overloaded, which is a potential cause, I'm only saying a potential cause, for problems we may be having with phone service. So that's what they're in the process, I believe, doing today. So that is, we continue to hammer on Centrix. We continue to push out a weekly update. Joy sends me a weekly update of people's phone service that is not working. I can tell you when I take that, and I either push it out late Friday to Centrix and say, what's the deal? How come? And so we continue to apply pressure. They do have some alternatives for TV service, and I believe we may have talked about that before. It's a little Gemini box. I have been piloting that for almost 60 days now. So occasionally I'll just turn on the TV and let it run all day. I haven't had any issues with it. So that might be an alternative, but we don't really have a lot of problems from what I hear with TV service. As we get down the road a little bit farther, we want them to resolve the issues that they have. Personal property. John Knox carries insurance on all our buildings and improvements. It does not provide insurance for your personal property. I guess I should have probably sent this before hurricane season, right? It's highly recommended you obtain renter's insurance with the inclusion of your personal liability. Golf carts, electric scooters, and pets may require a separate liability coverage. They may not. You may be able to put it as an add-on to your personal property. I've seen it both ways. If you're driving a golf cart, should you have insurance? Yes, you should. As well as if you have pets. In case you have a pet that doesn't like somebody, they may get along with 99.9% of the people, but that's that one dog that irritates them and they decide to bite that other dog. Please make sure you have health insurance is part of our requirement. This is not a problem because you all understand this. I'm just doing it simply as a reminder to new people. People may have only been here a couple of years. You're required, as per your contract, to have Medicare A and B coverage and an approved supplemental. So if you go to Majestic Oaks, you're covered under Medicare A or B. And again, what would a chat be without a scam, right? Everybody's receiving them. I receive all the time. Coinbase withdrawal code via text message. Don't call the number, don't share codes. Sometimes what they'll do is they'll send you an email. Now they've started sending you text messages. We've talked about QR codes. Be careful downloading QR codes because you think it's going to expedite the process, and all it does is now it loads something onto your phone and is taking information off your phone. Be careful. If you don't know what the QR code is, don't download it. HR, again, this is Joe just geeking out. We've had recruitment in action. We've had a number of recruitments, in particular because we've gone to kind of a universal worker for home health and assisted living. We've added all those people in anticipation in additional caseloads for home health, and these are some of the ones that we've participated. We'll participate tomorrow in Stetson University's Fall Internship and Expo program. October 30th, Daytona College Fair, and then October 31st, excuse me, is, I know, no, it's not a trick, it's not a treat. It is on-campus hiring event for non-clinical positions. So no nurses, this is just any of the other positions that we may have open. The last on-campus hiring event that we had, we attracted 46 applicants and extended offers to 36. I call that a huge success. So we're kind of tempering our optimism here a little bit because we don't have 36 open positions, but we'll see. Staffing levels. We have 620 employees. So those on the Employee Appreciation Program, I'm sure you're glad to know this, 620, which about 62% of those employees are full-time. And there's just the breakdown. Assisted living is 48. Majestic Oaks by far is the biggest department with 254 employees. Administration and IT is 18, marketing 8, resident services, transportation, and you can see the others. Dining services, 116 employees. All right, this is little things that we get to do. The pictures up there, you'll notice that is the employee appreciation. The one on the right is we did an employee engagement, and we did a tailgating party for our employees. We had over 170 employees show up for a tailgate where we served hamburgers and hot dogs, and you can see that they played Jenga. I think there was a champion there. I don't play. So they caught me there eating. And then the small picture on the bottom is on October 3rd, every quarter, I do an employee town hall. I do one at 8 a.m. and 2 p.m. So we can split the shifts and we can get access to almost all the employees. Now, before you bring up parking, guess what the topic of one of the topics was in regards to the employee town hall? Parking. And safety reminders, not speeding through the village, all these other little things. And I'm going to tell you exactly what I told them, and feel free to ask them. If they attended, feel free to ask them, because this is how it was phrased. I'm asking for volunteers. I'm asking for volunteers to get out of the parking lot and go over to the water plant. If you don't volunteer, I will volunteer you. With that, Stan and his team, security, you may see them in the parking lots at various times. And they may be looking at license plates. They may be looking at your car. They just want to ensure that they, at a glance, can see your license plates and they know it's a resident vehicle. Because I think there's a lot of confusion now that administration has moved out of there, along with HR and accounting and everybody else. There's a lot of other employees are parking there. I'm not saying there's not, but we also know that there's a lot of vendors that are parking there. And that presents a different issue for us, and we may have to address that in a little bit different way. So we also know there's visitors. So if you see them scouring the parking lot, especially Citrus, Autobahn, and Bay, And then scooting through, and I think we're going to make some adjustments to assisted living also. What we're doing is we're looking at barcodes. We can correlate license plates, and so we, at a glance, look at somebody's license plate and be able to tell you whose car that is, whether it's yours or it's an employee's. If it's an employee's and it shouldn't be there, then we'll have those discussions with that employee. But we normally get, we do a raffle of a couple of gifts in the morning session, then we do a raffle in the afternoon. So it's just fun for them. They get the latest and the greatest. They hear a lot of the very same things that you're hearing, and they have done a phenomenal job this year. So I'm very proud of everything they've done. We, on a quarterly basis, try to do a fun event for them. The last event we did was, cookies, and you would have thought you gave them $100, but this time we had over 170 people show up for a tailgate. So we're thrilled about that. Other little things that we do. While you think that we weren't doing anything, we constantly, the one thing that I've learned over the years is you have to promote education every opportunity, and you have to grow somebody's skill set. If you don't, they don't grow, it's not because of you, it's because of them. There's a disconnect here in here. What they see, they don't want to follow. They don't want to believe. So these are some of the things. This year's Leadership Academy, we invite directors and managers, we divide them into teams, and then they do presentations. Here's just a list of some of the presentations that they've done. Ethical leadership and organizational culture, conflict resolution and difficult conversations, team building and employee engagement, culture sensitivity and diversity in the workplace. These are just topics that we do on an annual basis. Now next year, I can tell you what we're going to do next year, because I'm going to change it up, is next year we're going to focus a lot of their efforts on public speaking. A lot of effort so they can get in front of you, and when you have a problem, they don't shrivel like a violet. They can stand up and they can have a good conversation. Because whether you believe it or not, a lot of our employees are intimidated by you. You're their customer. They have respect for you beyond imagination. So when they kind of shrivel up, the first thing they do is, and you can tell from their body language, they'll kind of shrivel up and they get smaller, and the hearing gets turned off. They're intimidated. It's out of respect for you. It's not because they don't respect you. They might be asked to do something that's beyond their pay grade or beyond their capability, or they may not understand it and certainly don't want to screw it up. So we're going to work on those with our managers and directors and supervisors next year, and it's going to be a little fun thing. They've got to do like a 5 to 7 minute PowerPoint presentation on a topic that they get to pick, but that is to improve their skill set to be able to interact with you. I have employees do it to me. They're like, oh, no, you can call me Joe. It's not Mr. Trainer, it's Joe. And you talk to them and it's like glass goes over their eyes. And you've had those conversations with them and you just kind of want to do this. It's out of respect. So it's not that they don't want to follow your lead. It doesn't that they don't want to listen. They're intimidated. And for some of them, they don't have the coping skills in which to deal with it. Our job is to help them develop those coping skills. All right, Director of Clinical Services. Hey, did you know? Sound like I'm from Canada now. Nicole Vega is back. She was off on family medical leave, and she is back, so we are thrilled to have Nicole back. This last month, 49 of you saw therapy, slightly fewer than July, but still good numbers. 20 new people started therapy in September. We've added services. We have taken the initiative to believe that you're going to want the services, so we've invested more in occupational and speech therapy. So we brought we've added those positions on, and the team is adding aquatherapy, pain management, and lymphedema treatment, all for the purposes of helping. And then we're working on a special certification in fall risk management to better serve you. There it is again, that fall risk. We talked about the services. Mobility is our mission. Now, I'm just going to do, wait until I get there. Home health. Nurses and therapists, 320 home visits. That is an incredible number. We're thrilled about that. 25 people were seen by physical therapy assistants. We're working closely with hospitals, insurance, and providers. Why? Because if you go and have an elective surgery, did you know if you get sent home, we can do skilled home health if you get sent home? Why? Because you would be homebound, so to speak, which is one of the criteria, and is what physicians are liking to do. So if you are looking at that and your physician is saying, hey, I want to go ahead and send you right to home, I don't want you to go to skilled nursing care, and you don't have to, we're okay with that. Contact us, let us know, and we can set you up. It doesn't make any difference. I don't care if it's midnight on a Friday or middle of the day on Saturday. You give us notice, we can work with you, and we will work with you. It's when you're leaving in 10 minutes and it's Saturday at 6 o'clock. That's when it's difficult to kind of get people. So if you know you're going to have a surgery, talk to your physician. Your physician is going to send you home with home health. Guess what? We're here. We just hired 20 new people as workers in home health to be able to serve you. Home health, this is extended care. This is companion care, 254 visits, 268 home health aid visits. Demand is growing, and then we have a job fair. We had a job fair that brought us a number of new staff, and then we have another job fair, again, October 31st. ARNP, 207 visits in September, 152 of you went, and then along with 51 employees in 4 community. Why is that important? Because I use John Knox Village Health Insurance. I don't go out to a doc in a box where I have to pay a $75 copay and engage our insurance. We already have our own nurse practitioner. And guess what? Guess what we charge our employees for seeing our nurse practitioner? Nothing. Why? Because it saves on our health insurance. It is easier for us and better for us to eat it than it is to send out. You get charged a $75 copay up to a few $100s against our health insurance when we can go ahead and we can do it for a fraction of that cost for our employees. You know what? I like that business model, and we've been doing it for well over 10 years, and we save on our health insurance. That, if you remember, a number of months ago, we talked about, and I think last year, we talked about how we got a $567,000 check back from our health insurance. That's us, that's our employees using our own services versus going out and using services in the market. Now, sometimes they need to use services in the market, and sometimes they don't. That's what we try to do, as much cost efficiency things as that we possibly can. And the thing that we've discovered is exactly what we anticipated. With the clinic being right there, more of you are willing to just drop by and say, hey, can you see me? Cool. That's what we expected, and that's what we had hoped for. Wellness, October is Cyber Awareness Month. Scott will be doing his coffee with. I am going to suggest you show up if you have any interest in AI, because he's going to include some AI information in on that. And that is next Wednesday at 9:30. And then they're doing a monthly digital drop-in. The next one is November 13th at 2 p.m. Bring your smartphone, your tablet, your laptop if you're having problems with it. If you're trying to learn new technology and you're not really sure what to do, Scott and Chris are great at it, and they'll be able to help you. By the way, Scott is more of an Android user, just noting that. Little presentation on advocacy, Kelly Pittman. She's a professional guardian with 25 years plus experience. She'll be here October 27th at 2 p.m. And then Advent Presents Neurology, Conditions Testing Advances, November 10th at 2 p.m. Support, these are upcoming support meetings, diabetes, caregiver, memory impairment, grief, November 11th. If you have ideas, thoughts, need resources, contact Amanda Logan. Amanda Logan has been the biggest add in value to our community in a long time. And many of you take advantage of that, and that's what she's there for. She's to help you arrange services, get assistance wherever you need to, whether we can do it in-house or she has to reach out to other providers. That's what she's there to help for, and she is very, very good at it. She's a very good listener. Senior Wellness. This is Joe geeking out. All right, let me tell you. I decided, I know it's going to be hard to believe, but next year I qualify for Medicare. I know, it's hard to believe, but next year I qualify for Medicare. So I'm on this kick of what do I need to do? My life has just become so busy, I just don't have time to hit the gym like I want to hit the gym. I don't have time to walk like I want to walk, so what do I need to do? So in light of that, we have as many falls as we have. I went on a little search and destroy mission, and I found this website. The website, and is on YouTube. It's not a website, it's a YouTube site, so I want to make sure you understand that. And it's called Senior Wellness. Write it down, download it, go to YouTube. YouTube is free. If you have internet access, in fact, most of you probably can pull it up on your phone. There's one that I really like. Over 50, 6 movements Japanese elders do every day. No gym, just results. I'm liking this. I appeal. In a matter of 4 months, less than 4 months, it's got 2.2 million views. Now, if you walked here today or you got here today, there's nothing on this list of 6 exercises that you can't do. Now, you may not be phenomenal at it, but there is nothing that you can't do. Or, better yet, there's nothing that you can't learn to do. I'm going to ask you to join me to do this. Starting tomorrow, because some of you might, I'm going to forget about this. Starting tomorrow, I'm going to track myself until the next time I do a chat on the number of times I do these exercises. Anybody who can beat me and the number of times I do them, and I'm going to tell me I won't do them every single day. If you beat me the number of times that you do it, I'll have a little prize for you. There you go. Now, this just went out to about 840 residents. Yes, I'm willing to have a little prize. If it's fewer, it'll be better. If it's more, it'll be less. Yeah, see, now all the phones are going up. Join me on this. Just this. Now, Senior Wellness has got a number of other videos, YouTube videos, that are absolutely phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal. Go to their YouTube site. I think this entire presentation is 10 minutes, 8 minutes, 10 minutes. It's not very long. But what it can do for you in helping you maintain your independence will be priceless. Why do I say that? What country has the greatest number of older adults as a percentage? Japan is the country, Okinawa is the city. That's exactly right. Okinawa. Now, he knew that. How many of other you knew that? You knew it. It has the greatest number of centenarians anywhere in the world. Why? Just ask yourself why. And I'm not bashing American exercise. I'm not bashing weight rooms. I'm not bashing any of that. I'm just saying how easy it could be for you not to fall. So, let's see. This is the middle of October. Let's see if we can, let's do this through through December 31. That's the challenge. Starting tomorrow, October 16th, through December 31, track it if you're interested in tracking it. And you need to also share with me what it's done for you. If it didn't do anything for you, or it really helped, or I had a difficult time standing for 30 seconds on one leg. Yeah, it is. But use the wall, use the hints that they give you, and tell me that it didn't help improve. Why do I want to do this? Because I don't want you down at Majestic Oaks with a broken hip. I don't. Regardless of popular belief or whatever anybody else might be telling you, I don't want you down at Majestic Oaks with a broken hip. And you all know the rubber ball theory, right? You throw a rubber ball, you let it bounce. Does it come right back up to your hand? No, it doesn't. It doesn't ever. It's the same thing that happens with your health. Whenever you have a major event, traumatic event in your life, you only bounce back up so high. And then it happens again, and you see yourself declining, and then you want to hide. You want to hide because you don't want me to know. Spoiler alert, I know. So please, there's the challenge. Tomorrow through December 31, count the number of days, then you have to let me know, just a paragraph, that how you feel. If you feel better, feel worse, it didn't help, and if it didn't help, that's when I'm going to call you or I'm going to send you an email. We good? Notice how I didn't say fair enough. There's the link. That's the exact link to the YouTube video should you need it. Operations. I'm gonna speed up a little bit. Majestic Oaks celebrated Rehab and Housekeeping Week. They do a family council on the third Monday. We are thrilled. In fact, there's a number of things that have changed. We've hired a nurse consultant that now answer to Nicole, and she is responsible as being a nurse consultant for Majestic Oaks and Oakview Suites. Her name is Jenny Hudson. She's a great addition. Keelan Alexander is a new life enrichment coordinator at Majestic Oaks. In addition to, is why I didn't have this in here, the DON at Majestic Oaks has resigned. Her last day is the 24th. The new director of nursing starts on October 27th. So we didn't waste any time. The previous DON gave us plenty of notice. In addition, we've also made some adjustments in the management arrangement at Majestic Oaks when we did that to better serve you. 300 hallway has been completed. They're working on 400 and 500. That is essentially what that is, but they're also adding shadow boxes to each newly remodeled room for the memory hallways. Just something, an additional add-on that we decided to do for memory care. There's that in a different, I like this one because I like bullet points. So 400 hallway is expected to be done by November 23rd. 500 hallway is January 11th. Oakview Suites. We talked about this, launched a universal caregiver. They work at Oakview Suites and they work in home health. They're planning for the fall festival theme, socials, a potato bar, and a gold party. And they're waiting for a survey from Agency for Healthcare Administration. They're due at any time. And then they hired more than 10 new staff members out of that event that we previously had. Campus services, you know this. Ladies' luncheon is the 5th. Pizza day, men's brunch, chef's table, November 19th. Country hoedown. Don't be surprised if I don't show up at that one. The wine tasting is always very popular, and then his chef's cook-off is on November 26th. National NFL Jersey Day is Friday, November 7th. So if you have a favorite NFL team and you have a jersey, I expect to see you. I will wear you wear your jersey, I'll wear mine. Okay? What jersey will I be wearing? Chicago. The James Mitchell free music, these are all the free events that we have, and the list just keeps growing. I may have to just stop doing this slide because now it's becoming so full, it's tough to get it on one slide. But Candace and her team do a phenomenal job, and we are thrilled with the job that they do. And they've taken that to 1 or 2 a month to many per month. We want to push the turkey trot for November 26th. Talina would have my neck with a turkey theme being involved. So Turkey Trot is Wednesday, November 26th. Transportation, if you didn't notice, we got 2 new wheelchair vans. And what color are they? White. They are white. The new bus has arrived. Everybody seen it? Well, then we need to go park it in a lot so you can go look at it. And then on top of that, we also bought two new security vehicles. We had a 2016 or 17 Toyota RAV4 that we had over 220,000 miles on that vehicle. So now you know why we're a little partial to Toyota. We also had a Ford Escape that had 160, and we had more problems with that than we did the Toyota. And the Toyota was 4 years older. So there's other things that may be coming. And Stan wanted me to remind you, submit your visitor authorization by 9 p.m. the evening before. Otherwise, call the Gatehouse the same day for authorization. This is survey stance. This is just a kind of a general. Everybody knows what survey stance is, right? The little iPad in the dining room, in the Crane's dining room, and then in the grill. And when you push those buttons, we kind of track what's kind of going on. We've had so the month of September had 1,727 combined. The overall satisfaction rating was 96.9. Is that good or bad? I think it's pretty good, except for the 3.1% of the people that may have gotten a bad or a terrible meal, right? Hopefully, they didn't get it for 30 days or however many days they went. And the goal is to track meal satisfaction, service quality, and make improvement in areas. This is specifically to the Cranes. This is the breakdown of the Cranes, 1,151 surveys, a 96.44%. 998 people gave an excellent, 112 good, 25 bad, 16 terrible. Out of the people that identified responses, 7 were poor quality, 3 wait time, 2 the meal was too cold, didn't like the taste, and 3 poor service. Now, out of the 9 people that responded, 8 of them responded and said yes, they wanted to be contacted, and 5 said no. But we got 3 requests to be contacted, but nobody left contact information. I'm going to go back. Johnny Carson used to do what, the envelope to the head? The great, yeah. I'm not that. I can't figure out who it is. Sincerely, if you have a complaint, you have an issue, give us an opportunity. We want to listen. There may have been something that may have gone wrong, obviously, that you had a bad meal or a terrible meal. We want to be able to address it, but if you don't give us the information, we're not mind readers. So please, we want that feedback so we can follow up. Oak Tree Grill, 576 survey sessions, 97.92. I know you're not going to let me call that 98, are you? 3 people had wait time, 2 meal too cold, 9 poor quality, 1 it didn't taste. Service and cleanliness were not concerns. 3 requested to be contacted, and 1 person left their contact. So out of 6 people who wanted to be contacted, 1 person left their contact information. So how can we make it easier to contact you? Think about that. These are some of the things that we've noticed. We have high satisfaction across both venues, 96 to 98. Consistent cleanliness and service satisfaction, strong resident participation rates, improvement areas, reduced wait times. We address food temperatures and quality. You know, have you ever gone out to a nice restaurant and your food wasn't perfect? Yes? Okay, how often do you go there? Do you go there, 15 to 30 times a month? No. I'm not making excuses. We want to do what we can. We'll fix the meal and we'll make it right for you. We're going to have things that somebody drops the ball. How many employees do we have in dining services? This is a quiz. It's a memory quiz. 116. Excellent. 116. Do you think every one of them are going to perform at the same level? No. Why, we would hope that, and we would expect that. That's not always the case. Give us a chance to make it right. That's all I'm asking. Things will go wrong. We will screw up. Give us a chance to make it right. I don't like cold food either. Director of Facilities, we're going to apartment hallways. Your bottom line here is we've already started replacing ceiling lights. Our carpet delivery is going to be the middle of November for the hallway carpets. And this is an alert, and we'll do a val on this. I'm going to change this. We typically don't do work in resident areas during the holidays. This is going to be a change. You've waited for this for so long, and we think we can do this with minimal disruption to your lives. So we will be working during the holidays on apartment hallways. Okay? Gatehouse project, I must have hit that, or it knew to go, right? We're scheduled for an inspection on the 17th, which is Friday. We're going to relocate the equipment, and then the demo of the old gatehouse, repaving and striping to be completed by the 31st. Now, this one will be a trick or a treat, right? If it's done, it's a treat. If it's not, it was a trick. It's an unintended trick. But we'll send a val alert out when it's ready. Turf maintenance. Now, I'm going to go through some of the things. Now, some of the things that we've done, we have had failures 2 years in a row on our sod. That's our bad. I take the blame for that. That's on me. Now, that means I need to pay closer attention. But I'm also going to be honest with you and tell you that my trust level is low. So that means I'm from Illinois, I'm not from Missouri, but I act like I'm from Missouri, the show me state. I have to put my eyes on things to be able to have a better understanding. You can stand there and tell me, but until I see it with my own eyes, it doesn't materialize in my mind. So you're going to see me a lot more in grass and checking out lawns. We have failed, and I apologize. Now it just means that I need to spend my time doing this because it's risen to a different level. We've initiated some sod replacement. We know what lawns need to be replaced. And right now, we've kind of been able to get a great head start on that because we have October, November, and December. The weather is already nice and cool. We're not mentioning what we're not mentioning. So we think we can get a really good head start on this so we have things queued up. They've started their fourth quarter top-down detailing. During the months where grass gets cut less, we'll be prepping and remulching the village. They're also preparing for the Fall Festival, which is October 24th. And I'm going to see you all there. All right? And then we're going to begin holiday prep. Other things that we've done. We've bought almost all new equipment for the grounds people. We've bought 5 Kubota RTVs and a spray rig. We've meeting weekly with our turf vendor, Heron, and we've started the sod replacement, and we'll continue that until we're done. What have we done? I'm going to go to the middle so you can focus your eyes on the biggest part of this. What we found is reclaimed water is not doing the trick for us. We need to water more than we're currently watering. And don't go to Orange City and tell anybody this, okay? So those are the number of zones. And what are they? 8 zones that are there. What we've done is we've split those zones down and we've made them smaller. The other thing that we've done is we've reached across from Valencia Landing into the cottages to gain a second water source. Why would we do that? 1, it's not reclaimed water. 2, whose water is it? It's ours. We're allowed to pump up to 93 million gallons of water out of our own reservoir, out of our own wells. And do we need that much? Well, St. John's Water Management hopefully doesn't think that we do, but we're going to use it. And what it does is it creates better pressure in the lines for us, creates better watering for us, creates more frequency of watering for us. So as we put down this new sod, we can soak it the way it needs to be soaked. And we don't have to worry about timing or reclaimed water. That is the biggest, those are the two biggest items there. Now we changed the irrigation checks, we're now moving those to weekly, and we replaced valves at 5 different places: Valencia, John Quill, Majestic Oaks, Floribunda, and North Lake. Those are the biggest changes that we've made. I do expect a different result. We've talked about this. These are some of the things that we've done. We've concluded we're going to start doing more frequent soil samples. I think we dropped the ball on that. We have shared service maps. You would say, well, we're a big property. People don't always understand. Hey, yeah, I went and I took care of 151 East Lake, but did it make a difference? Well, what did you put down? Oh, I treated it. Well, that's not specific. So that's why we've gone to, and if we have to supplement, the other thing that we're in the middle of discussions is since we're purchasing our own spray rig, is if we start doing it ourselves. It is an addition, but as we've talked about before, we're adding 5 additional grounds personnel to be able to affect that. That will allow some of the other people that we get certified to spray to do that. Now, we're just going to try to decide whether we take it over 100% ourselves or we do supplemental fertilizing and spraying in weed. It needs to look better than what it does. That is the staff that we've talked about, and we're in the final selection of that, and we continue, and I know nobody likes to hear this, but whenever there's a failure, you have to evaluate leadership. Where did leadership fail? I admit my part. I didn't follow up as frequently as I should have, and I will fix that. And now we're going to go ahead and continue with ongoing training and education of personnel. Now, Florida wildlife awareness. Why would I bring this slide? I had the biggest bear in my front yard you have ever seen. I swear that thing must have been 700-800 pounds. It was as big as my daughter's car. It was a big bear. So, it's a good way for the girls to stop feeding the stray cat too, so I like that. They're on the prowl. They're looking for food. That means they're looking anywhere for food, whether it's your bird feeder, anything that you may have left outside. Please be smart. In my own neighborhood, and this happened yesterday, that same bear that I saw on Monday morning at 5 o'clock, just sitting there eating out of a trash can, showed up yesterday in somebody's screened-in porch room. Just tore the screen open, and they had pet food on the patio, and he got it. So, what does an 800-pound bear eat? Anything he wants. That's exactly right. But that doesn't take us away from the turkeys. The Osceola turkeys, and for those residents that are new, no, you cannot shoot them and put them on your Thanksgiving table. They're protected. They're going to search for food, and please make sure bird feeders are taken in. Make sure that you don't, you can use the air horns to kind of scare them away, but you can't shoot them, hit them, run them over. You can't do any of that. All right. Use bear-resistant trash cans if you can. Wait until the morning. Take your trash out in the morning. We can always double back if we have to. Clean garbage cans help reduce odors. Do not leave pet food outdoors overnight. And secure compost bins and outdoor grills. Bird feeders, you know all this. Bring them in at night to prevent bear visits. They like to eat in the evening. Apparently, they don't do a lot of intermittent fasting. So they're getting ready for the hibernation months, and please just be smart in regards to how you do it. Sightings. Now, I know that's a whale. It's not a bear, but it's a whale. That's what Microsoft 365 gave me when I put this in as a temporary. Gave me a whale. Report bear sightings to Florida Fish and Wildlife. Let security know. Let us know. Call the gatehouse. I have a bear on the corner of Floribunda and on Holly Branch Lane. Stay alert during hours. Walking, it doesn't make any difference. They're going to start as soon as it starts getting dark. They're going to start, and they don't care if they're seen in the middle of the day. Educate your neighbors and look to the myfwc.com for additional updates. These are just little fun reminders. Speed limit is? Stop means? Respect reserved parking if there's reserved parking. If it is reserved for an apartment, don't park there. If it's reserved for a resident, that means it's okay for you to park there. See something, say something. It's been quiet. It's been spooky quiet. So if you see something, say something. I want to make sure everybody is aware of that. Call security. Yield to pedestrians. Now here's the great thing about it. A few years ago, you guys busted us up saying, hey, you guys don't have any crosswalks. So we spent a lot of time putting in crosswalks. So where do you cross? In the middle of the street. All right? I'm okay with that, but please look both ways. I prefer you do it at the crosswalk, but please look both ways. Keep walkways clear. Use caution in golf carts. If your neighbor shouldn't be driving, let us know. Be neighborly, keep noise levels down, secure your belongings, lock your vehicles, golf carts, and bicycles. I know some of you still leave the keys in your car. How would I know that? If you need to reach security quickly, if it's an emergency, dial 911. Don't hit the courtesy call. Don't do all that. If it's an emergency, dial 911. Questions?
You said you had eyes on things. So have you recently had any eyes on the pond at Floribunda? It's had scum on it for the last 3 months. Is there a cure or a reason why this is true?
There is a cure. The question, if you didn't hear, is scum on the pond in Floribunda. And, we were kind of holding out thinking we would have one of those come across and that would dump a bunch of water. But yeah, there's a plan to address the scum and get that taken care of. Yes. Yes, sir.
This is a comment, Joe, on your new slides. I request, and I'm sure there's others, please get rid of all the white lettering on pastel backgrounds. We can't see it.
All right. Since you took the time to show up, if you want me to make the change back, raise your hand. Something you can read? I can read it. So that slide, what can't you read on that slide? All right, one person at a time. What can't you read?
It's when you have that pastel blue and white letters.
I like this, immediate feedback. Oh, so it's the blue. So they have glasses that have blue light. I'm just messing with you. All right, pastel. No pastel, okay.
Joe,
Yes,
returning to fall prevention.
yes, sir.
Let me just encourage and invite everyone listening to attend Tai Chi classes. We have a lot of Tai Chi activity going on here, and it's been clinically proven by the biggest names in healthcare you can imagine. Mayo Clinic, Harvard Medical, American Medical Society. I mean, think of anyone who knows what they're talking about and ask them about Tai Chi, and they're going to encourage you to do it. It can reduce falls by a significant percentage. I'm thinking 28 to 50%. That is cutting your risk of falling in half. It's so easy to do. Your heart won't get pumped up. You won't be breathing heavy. You can do it in any kind of clothing. Good shoes are a good idea, but anything you want. And it only takes 15 to 20 minutes or so to do the whole routine. I mean, it's so easy to do, and it can have such benefit to you personally. So we've got come to Sally's class, 9 a.m. Tuesdays and Thursdays. Learn the moves, learn why you make the moves. John Mark's class held 7 days a week in the morning. Go to him if you just want to do it every day, which would be great, but twice a day would be strongly encouraged.
All right, here's
Twice
the
a week, yeah.
but
Twice a
here's the
week.
deal. If you go to his Tai Chi classes, that counts. Because he's absolutely right. Tai Chi has been known significantly reduce falls by up to 50%. And it is just slow, controlled movement. So if you go to Tai Chi class, you can count that as your day. So either that video or Tai Chi. Now, if you're weightlifting, no. You're weightlifting, you want to weightlift. This is just easy movement, things that make it easy for you that are not going to raise your heart rate through the roof, but we're going to help you control your balance. It all comes down to balance. Okay? Yes, sir.
Mr. Trainer. That sounded weird, didn't it?
Sure did.
The cottages on Floribunda, and I believe there's at least one duplex on North Lake that are going to be raised. Are they going to be replaced at all, especially on North Lake, that
Okay.
property?
I can answer the first part of the question. I can't answer the second, which should, by not answering it, should let you know why I can't answer it. So what's the first part of the first question? Are we going to replace any of the cottages that are on Floribunda? The answer to that is no. Unequivocally, no. Are we going to look at replacing cottages on North Lake? I cannot officially share that with you right now. Is there a plan? Yes. What is that plan? I can't share that with you right now. Okay?
Fair enough.
But the whole idea in that particular area, as you're getting to, we would raise that, and we know it, I think it's somewhere around 9 feet. We would need to raise the ground for that road, because what we would do is we're having that swale put in. That swale drops off a little bit, so we want to raise that road so we don't have problems with the North Lake Extension Road.
And staying on property questions, the old marketing office, I've seen a lot of activity
Mhm.
in and around there. Do we have a plan?
Officially, no.
Okay, thank you for being
We
so,
were, no, and all we did in the old marketing office, though, is we replaced the air conditioners that were in there. They've been in there for 20 years. They all decided, or 2 of the 3 decided to go bad. The other one was poor enough condition. So essentially, we got sales and marketing out of there just in time. So what we decided to do, knowing that we can use that building for something else in the future, we replaced the air conditioning. That's why there's been a lot of activity around there, replacing air conditioners. Other questions? Yes, ma'am.
When you have a bear sighting,
Mhm.
is it possible that you could at least say the area of John Knox where the bear was sighted?
We certainly can, but you have to understand, most of the time, by the time all that information cycles through, it could be on Floribunda and then make its way all the way to Azalea. So, well, we can certainly do that. I'm not saying we can't, but one of your neighbors is going to come to me and say, well, you said it was on Floribunda, and it wasn't there. I ran into it on Azalea. Yes, ma'am.
Is there a plan afoot to draw up new site plans showing where all the departments have moved and are now located?
We can certainly do that.
That would
Give
be
you a
s-
site plan of where everybody's at.
So
And-
the campus map, I am working on updating it. It takes some time. I believe I have it reposted to Cubigo with the new locations, but somebody did point out to me after I did that about adding in the new wood shop. So I need to correct it for the wood shop and get it posted.
Be good to put that in the weekly So people will be able to know where to go to find it.
Yes, we will. Thank you.
Joe, could we have a ribbon cutting at Gatehouse 2 when it opens in Champaign?
It might be a really quick one. Yeah. Yeah, we could do a ribbon cut. It seems like it's long enough, right? Yes, sir.
This is an easy one, I think. Visitor authorizations. We have people come a lot, and the Gatehouse has informed them that they can only issue 2-week passes now instead of 30 days. Is
Yes.
there a security problem or something?
No, that's a great question. No, there isn't a security problem, but we don't want there to be one. So what we've done is we've just shortened the period to 14 days. There's not going to be any problems with them getting it renewed. So don't worry about that. There won't be any problem with them getting it renewed. We only want to give it for 2 weeks at a time. No, because we're going to put it 2 weeks later. We're going to change it. Yes, ma'am.
This is out of the box. It's regarding the guest suites. Had company come, stated the guest suites could not say enough good things about it. Their only question was, is there any way to get 2 keys for a guest suite versus just 1? You've got a couple in there, they're each going in different directions, and there's only 1 key. Is there someone I need to approach about that, or how do I do this?
Joy is back there taking notes, and I will talk with Stan in security to be able to put another key out there. Now, please, just because there's another key out there, it should say, do not duplicate. I know you can take it to almost anywhere, and they'll duplicate it anyway, because you can put it in an automatic machine and it'll duplicate it. Don't duplicate the keys. That means you put security at risk for other people. Fair enough. Anything else? I had to sneak it in. All right. I hate this because now, next month, I don't know. I have plans to go visit my parents. My parents live in San Antonio. They're 93 and 92. And it is my annual pilgrimage to go see them and love on them and see how they're doing. So I don't know that I'll be here for a chat in November. We'll do a chat. It may not just be me, but we will do a chat in November because I want to get Stan and Michael, some other people, some experience. So I'm going to ask that you come out and you support them like you've supported me. You've been a great support to me. So I may not see you. With that, happy Halloween, happy Thanksgiving, Merry Christmas, and Happy New Year. And Happy Hanukkah. I didn't want to forget that either. Happy Hanukkah. So thank you for coming. Have a great week. We'll talk to you soon.